Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Holly Matthews and I'm a self-development coach. I'm the founder of the Happy Me project and I'm also a mum of two girls, Brooke who's 9 and Texas who's 7. And this week in the UK, the schools are going back. The kids are going back to school. The schools are going back, the schools are opening their doors, the kids are going back. And I wanted to do this video for you if you are a parent of children that are going back, because I appreciate that there are many people that, including myself to an extent, who are feeling nervous or unsure about the kids going back. And I took my kids out of school around the 15th of March, just around my daughter's birthday. I actually took them out a little bit earlier. They have been off school for a long time, right? So going back into school, I think for all of us feels quite daunting, you know. And I know that in my Facebook group I've been speaking to some of the mums in there, and you know, just people are nervous about it. And you might be that person, you might be sat watching this going, I have been so anxious. Let me know in the comments as well, because I'd kind of like to gauge how everybody's feeling. But I wanted to give you some advice. So the first bit of advice, and this is just a general bit of life advice, is that although the pandemic has made us really aware of like the things to feel scared about, you know, there's a disease out there, like that's pretty scary, right? People are dying of a disease that we can't see and that is spread by human contact. That's a pretty frightening prospect, and I think all of us have felt really quite unsure and scared and all of those things about this. The truth is though, is that every day in our lives there is uncertainty. There is not one day of our life when we can be totally sure that everything's going to be okay, that you know, things are going to stay the same, and we're going to be able to deal with it and all of that stuff. Like, there is no certainty. And I don't want to say that and like frighten people, by the way, but I just want you, like, I think we need to recognize that although we felt maybe before the pandemic, not everybody, but many people felt quite secure in their worlds, things can change in a heartbeat, good or bad, always. And so actually, just because the pandemic has heightened this, it isn't any different to other times. The schools are pretty set up for it. We did a trial day with the girls, and our school was, you know, they were pretty set up in that they had sectioned the kids off, and they were the teachers and the head teachers and those that work in the school, they're in the same boat. They want everything to be as safe as possible as well, because they have to work there. So it's not like you're sending your children into a space of danger where people don't care. They care because they care, because usually teachers and stuff do care about their students, but they also care because it matters that to themselves, right? And as we are innately, you know, selfish human beings that just trying to survive, they're going to do the right things because they also need to make sure the right things are being done for themselves. So just have that in your mind as well. In terms of the kids are so resilient. They are so resilient, and they're not thinking about the things that we're thinking about. They're not thinking about the bigger picture, because unless you sit your children in front of the news every day and give them the stats on how many people have died in the world, they don't know the stuff that we know. So they're just thinking, I get to play with my pals and I get to go back to school, and then, you know, I don't have to eat mum's cooking anymore. That might just be my children. And I'm really excited that they're going to be going to get school dinners. Oh thank God, no more snacks, no more mumming, what can we eat? Mum, what can we eat? Clearly everything in the house is what you can eat. Kids are resilient, kids aren't seeing it the same way, they're excited mostly. And if your kids are nervous, I did actually do a video on this as well, so if your kids are feeling anxious in any way, watch that video. I'll drop that video below or search it. I might not remember to do that, but if I do remember to do it, then that'd be great. But if not, I have done a recent video about helping your children to prepare, and yourself preparing to go back to school, so watch that. But again, kids, even the ones that are nervous, and my kids I don't doubt that my kids will be a little nervy going back in. They're also excited to get back to some kind of normal, just putting their uniform on and all of that stuff. So actually, that's a really positive thing to look forward to. If you are feeling on the day, particularly anxious, I just want to give you a couple of little breathing things to do, right? I know you know how to breathe, but there's certain ways of breathing that can help to lessen your anxiety. So there's something called 4-7-8 breathing. So that means you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 7 seconds, and then you breathe out slowly for 8 seconds. And if you just do a few reps of that when you're sitting down in the morning, maybe you do it before you take the kids to school, or maybe you do that while you're getting ready or in the shower while you're having a cup of tea, if you're lucky enough to get a cup of tea in the morning. Just do some calm breathing, and when you do that, put your hand on your heart, okay, and just rub your heart. I don't really know the science behind why this feels good and is calming, but just rubbing your heart when you feel anxious, it feels a little bit like you're giving yourself a little hug. And when you do that, just say to yourself, I've got this. I'm going to walk through this. The kids are going to be fine. They're going to have a lovely day. Just repeat some nice positive affirmations to yourself to reassure yourself that this is all going to be okay, because it will. The kids are going to come home, they're going to be, I'm just going to keep going with that, felt nice. The kids are going to come home, they're going to be excited. No doubt there may be in the first week some kickback as they feel a bit, uncertain and stuff, but in bedtimes and things will no doubt be a little bit more hectic than normal. But you're going to be okay. So practice that 4-7-8 breathing. Try to make sure on the day of going to school that you've got everything prepped the night before, so you don't have anything else to be flapping about, because there's nothing worse than stressing when you're already anxious and things will just escalate, and then that will spiral to the kids. So let's try, all of us, I include myself in this, let's get prepped the night before. Let's do everything early. We say in this house, get there early, then have your rest. I think it's a football thing that my husband used to say. So these are just little things that you can do to alleviate the worry. Our kids are going to be okay, and you know what? They're going to have one hell of a story to tell their kids, that they went through the pandemic and they had all this time off school and they went back to school. And look, if things change, they change, right? If things change and things don't go the way that governments want them to, and things start to increase again, they'll be back at home again. We're just going to ride this out, and all of us are going to be okay, and we're feeling this together, right? We are in this together. Yes, we've all got different situations and all that, but we are in this together. We are more connected than we've ever been, ever. We really are connected, and that's why I wanted to make this video. I just want to reach out, be kind to yourself, because this isn't easy, right? This isn't straightforward, and I know that some of you have been really worrying and are really worrying as you're watching this, and I'm sending you so much love. You are going to be okay. Genuinely, you're going to be fine, and your kids are going to be great, and this is going to be better for us all moving forward. The kids are going to love it. They need to go back to school. They need to do their learning. Us parents that got pushed into homeschool, I know some of you do homeschool anyway, but those of us that aren't teachers, it's been hard. So I'm going to finish up there, but I'm just sending you loads of love. Let me know in the comments how you've been feeling, how you are feeling, and then also how you get on afterwards, and all of the nice things that the kids come home and tell you. And just let me know if that has helped in any way. And remember your 4-7-8 breathing, hand on heart, be kind to yourself, try to get that cup of tea and some breakfast in the morning, and I will speak to you all very soon. Peace.